Hi, everybody. This is Gerald Rowleys with Natural Health Improvement Center of Idaho. And today I want to talk about seasonal allergies. You can see on screen here, we have some images and it discusses pollen's journey. Now, there can be pollen from grasses, weeds, flowers, plants, and there can also be other substances that an individual may be experiencing some sort of sensitivity or allergy to. But we're going to be discussing seasonal allergies. Now, if your allergies are year-round, there are some other antigens or other irritants that are creating inflammation within your body. So it may not just be pollen specific. Also, if you traveled to a different region of the world and found that you don't have the seasonal allergies, it usually could be because of specific pollen that is due to the area that you're living in. It was blooming at a certain period of time. So, for example, when I lived in Asia, I had no seasonal allergies whatsoever because the pollen and the weeds and the trees and the flora are very much different than what we have here in the US. Now, when I'm back stateside, there are many supportive formulas that I can take to not experience any symptoms of the seasonal allergies that used to plague me when I was younger. And we're going to discuss pollen. So pollen's journey when it enters into the nose or even into the eyes is making contact with the mucous membranes. And all mucous membranes are in contact with the bloodstream. And so in essence, the pollen then makes contact with the mucous membrane, and then the blood, especially the white blood cells, start to come in contact with the pollen that gets absorbed into the bloodstream. So we know that these substances can get into our bloodstream. Hence, our immune system has to actually mount a response. And so oftentimes now the mast cells are going to produce histamine, and that's what we see with this effect of seasonal allergies. Now, this will create histamine, and this histamine load then starts to create this sense of stuffiness. And we'll start to see that the blood is trying to be cleared of the histamine, the mast cells, and all of the pollen by the liver. Now, the liver can get congested over time if this becomes a burden or becomes overloaded. And so then we start to see that the nose will start to run, and that is in a way the lymph using water or fluids to try to flush these toxins out of the body or the histamine out of the body. Hence, we hear the term rhinitis or sinusitis, where postnasal drips, just runny noses, okay? And so we start to see this mechanism take place. Now, if you go through this blog post, you can see that these are the common seasonal symptoms: runny nose, excessive sneezing, itching, red eyes, sore throat, nasal congestion, sinus pressure. These are all indicative of inflammation taking place up here. And then we have difficulty breathing, digestive issues, itchy skin, headaches, fatigue, respiratory mucus. So when it comes to difficulty breathing, respiratory mucus, we know that the mucous membranes or the lungs are starting to get inflamed. And the lungs are a detox organ. Unfortunately, we don't want them to be detoxing or eliminating certain substances because then they can become inflamed and lead to difficulty in breathing. And we want our liver to be nice and strong so it can clean the blood. And we also want to make sure our immune system is not overreactive to this pollen, because not everyone gets seasonal allergies. But for those individuals who do, it means the immune system is now out of balance. And we have support formulas that can help bring it into balance, as well as when you come into the office, we have certain treatments that can help bring balance to the immune system so it's no longer as hyperreactive to certain pollen or antigens. Okay, so then we have here, you're going to focus on your membranes. This here is a formula called Sinus Forte. It's a fabulous formula that I actually use. That's very good at eliminating toxins within the mucous membrane. It helps the lymph to actually move. And you've got eyebright. So eyebright, it's actually euphrasia, which is an herb to help with brightening of the eyes. So individuals who have glossy eyes or a lot of red eyes, eyebright has been proven to be helpful in supporting individual eye health. That's why, hence the name eyebright. Echinacea is a great overall immune modulator. Goldenrod, golden seal, cayenne are just great anti-inflammatory lymph detox support. There's some other formulas here that you can see. Now, this is discussing mast cells. Mast cells are part of the immune system that are causing that inflammatory response as a normal byproduct, a normal response to the antigens or the pollen that your body is breathing in from the environment. Antranex is one of our favorites here, and it comes in a small as well as a big bottle. And this is a actual liver fat extract discovered by the Japanese, and it has a component known as yacraton, which is rich in enzymes within the liver to help dilate the hepatic portal vein so it can clean the blood a little bit faster. So oftentimes this can help to work as a natural decongestion or lymph mover as it helps the liver to clean the blood. Some other formulas that we talk about down below is black cumin seed. So black cumin seed is also within the formula called Allergico. Allergico has a couple of herbs. It has feverfew. It also has black cumin seed and Chinese skullcap. And so we focus a lot of times on histamine and decreasing histamine levels. And oftentimes we can also see that there are elevated leukotrienes, which can also be more inflammatory than histamine. In fact, black cumin seed has been proven clinically to actually lower the production of leukotrienes as well as histamine, and primarily more of the leukotrienes. And when individuals come in the clinic, we have here, these are the common inflammatory markers that we're looking at to make sure that we can help individuals have that go towards zero. We have histamine, we have leukotrienes, we have also prostaglandin E2. Prostaglandin E2 is highly inflammatory if someone is not eating the right ratios of healthy fats. And if they're consuming too many rancid and processed fats, prostaglandin E2 gets elevated. So we also have some other markers: NF-kappa beta, tumor necrosis alpha, interleukin 6, homocysteine, lipoprotein, fibrinogen. And so these are all markers of inflammation. And our goal when we have any symptoms of allergies is to identify which inflammatory markers are elevated and to find the right herbal and nutritional support to help decrease it. Some other formulas that we have on here is Allerplex. Allerplex is a great liver, kidney, lymph detox support formula that's filled with a lot of excellent foods. And then if someone ever were to have a runny nose or a postnasal drip, oftentimes we want to support the actual thymus gland. And so there's some formulas called Thymex as well as Thymus PMG that can be very supportive of nourishing the thymus gland to maintain optimal function. Anyways, if you have any questions or you are dealing with any type of seasonal allergies or even allergies that are not seasonal and you want to get to the root cause, feel free to reach out to us anytime.